If you're a sports parent watching this, you already know that youth sports can be amazing, but at the same time, it can be really, really tough. You want your athlete to succeed. You want them to feel confident and you want them to compete at their best. But sometimes the pressure, the comparisons that your athlete makes, or the fear of their mistakes just gets in their way. Now, hello, everybody. My name is Brian McSparron. I'm a mental sports performance coach and the founder of Superior Sports Psyche. And today I want to speak to sports parents and explain how you can help your athlete develop a winning mindset, one that is built on confidence, resilience, and with focus. So first we want to talk about what is a winning mindset. See, when parents hear winning mindset, they often think about that it means that the athlete has to be super competitive or they want to win at all costs. But a true winning mindset isn't about the scoreboard or the result. It's about how your athlete thinks, how they react, and how they bounce back when things just don't go their way. Because once your athlete reaches a certain level of skill, it's not talent that separates athletes, it's going to be their mindset. See, a winning mindset means that your athlete focuses on what they're able to control. They're able to trust the work that they put into practices will carry into their game performances. They're able to stay present and not get stuck in their mistakes or worried about the outcome. And they keep learning and growing after every game. See, when parents understand this, they shift from asking, "Did you win?" to asking, "How did you handle that moment in that game?" See, that's where confidence and long-term success is built for your athlete. Now, one of the biggest traps that young athletes fall into is focusing too much on winning. See, I was working with a high school baseball player who he told me that the more he thought about a situation, like trying to get a hit to drive in a run, the more that he would tense up. And as a result, he struggled in that moment. See, that's the pressure of the moment overtaking the athlete's mindset. And instead of trying to be confident and relaxed, the athlete was feeling nervous and stressed. And most of the time, this pressure that the athlete feels often comes that they have to overcome comes to the athlete from outside voices. It comes from parents and coaches and even teammates. So as parents, let's shift our language. Instead of asking, "Did you score today?" or "Did you get a hit?" Try asking, "What were you able to focus on in today's game?" Or in the game today, "What did you do really well in your game that you're proud of?" See, when you emphasize effort, focus, and attitude, you teach your athlete that success comes from doing the little things correctly. And winning then becomes the byproduct of that process. See, confidence isn't built through pep talks or slogans on the wall. It is built through trust. The athlete trusts their preparation, and the athlete is able to trust their abilities. When athletes trust themselves, they are able to go out there and play free. They're not afraid to make mistakes, and they just go out there and compete. Now, parents, you can reinforce this with statements such as, "I love watching you compete." Or, "You put in the work and practice, now go out there and just have some fun." Those phrases will help remove the pressure. They remind your child that your pride and love isn't tied to their performance. And when an athlete feels safe to go out there and they feel safe that they can fail, then they can play with confidence. And that's when you'll be able to see your athlete play at their best. Now, if you got this far so far in the video, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel because every week I'll share some new ways to help you as a parent raise a more confident and resilient athlete. Now, have you seen this situation before in your athlete? Okay, your athlete makes a mistake, their shoulders immediately drop, and their focus might disappear. And you can just tell just by watching them that they just wish that this game would just end. That's when their mindset is leaving and they're no longer in what we call the present moment. See, a winning mindset is all about bringing your athlete back to the present moment. Now, you can teach them this by first accepting the mistake that the athlete occurred, okay? And then teach your athlete two simple, easy words that they can focus on. And that is, the next play. And when we say the next play, this is what we call a mental reset. It's a way to help athletes move forward instead of dwelling on the mistakes and looking backwards. And you can model this too, okay? After games, resist the urge to replay every mistake that your athlete made, okay? Instead, ask questions like, what did you learn from the game, okay? Or what are you going to try to do in order to get better this week in practice to be better for next week? That's how resilience is built. It's by helping your athlete respond instead of reacting. Now, every child is different. Some are motivated by fun enjoyment in their game. They perform best when they're relaxed and having a good time. Others are driven by the sheer competition and the challenge. They thrive on proving themselves and really pushing their limits. You know your child, okay? But your job as a parent is to figure out what fuels your child. If they're joy driven, then help them to keep the game fun. If they're competition driven, then help them to channel that energy in a healthy way. And they can get that through their preparation, not trying to be perfect. And then what you want to try to do is you want to match your support to their wiring, but not yours. So parents and sports coaches, if you're looking for strategies that you can help implement to help your athlete compete with confidence, then please check out my book I call Raising a Resilient Athlete to help build unshakable confidence in your athlete for success in sport and in life. Now you can get a free digital copy of my book by checking out the link in the description below and then use the coupon code YouTube when you check out. And that will give you the free price and will give you instant access to the digital copy. This is an easy to read book where the purpose is to help sports parents and coaches understand the role of mindset as it relates to athletics and ways for parents and coaches to help support their athlete. Now, your athlete has the physical tools to go out there and compete in their sport, but what holds them back is their thinking. Now, if you can just implement even one or two ideas from the book, you can go a long way in the development of your athlete and the enjoyment that they feel from competing. Now, finally, a winning mindset isn't something your child is born with. It's something that is built day in and day out. And you as a parent play a huge role in that process. What I want you to do is encourage your athlete's effort, model composure, and then celebrate their growth. Because when you do, your athlete will not only compete with confidence, they will carry that mindset into every part of their life. Now, if you like a deeper dive into having your athlete learn more about the mental game and how their mindset affects their performance, then check out my online program, The Resilient Athlete. And the link for the description is below. And then finally, check out this video here to learn more about a mental game topic. And remember, you can't always control the scoreboard, but you can always control your mindset.